Hello everyone, this is JOESAVY. I have been playing quite a bit of Heart of the Swarm, not a whole bunch, but just enough to actually come up with a few strategies and viable options when playing the matchups. But I don't feel I've found my identity yet. I haven't really come up with a staple go-to build order. So I've just been trying a bunch of random crap, and a lot of it's been working, some of it's been working really badly. I have managed to make it back into the Diamond League, so, in about 30, 40 games, I get right back into Diamond League, and looking to move past, looking to go on to the Masters League relatively soon. My opponent is Generally, however you want to say it. He is a blue Zerg. He's also in the Diamond League, so this strategy is viable if you're anywhere near that range. Can be viable if you're lower, can be viable if you're higher. I've seen the pros do this type of build, and this is actually a Battlecruiser rush. So we're going to be going through it just slightly, ever so slightly. Uh, Not into great detail. I'm not going to put up a specific build order, but we will go through, the generalization and how to pull it off and things to look for when you're doing this type of play. Uh, from this point on, we're going to go into my vision and we're going to speed up to 2x until something happens. So back home, I go ahead and get a 13 or 12 gas followed up by a 13 barracks. You want to wall in to pretty much prevent any type of run by or just raffle stomping by Zerg. We'll watch the scouting STV as he moves around and notices there are no gases, so that means it's time to go home. Chances are fast expand, and we'll be going back and scouting that. Yes, there is in fact a fast expand, so going back into the base. Not a whole bunch going on other than mining gas. From there, from finishing completion of the barracks, we start our factory with 100 gas and build a second supply depot to close the wall. Notice I'm delaying the orbital command. This was pretty much out of not as a mistake, but just pretty much because the timings didn't line up right. So I want to make sure that I just non-stop produce stuff. Get my orbital command at 19 and get this second refinery at, I believe, 18 supply-ish, 17 supply. Factory as soon as you have 100 gas. Next up is the starport. We'll be building a starport this game specifically. Now I don't know if this is the optimal build. I'm sure I could optimize it even better. A little bit of SCV micro versus the worker. I didn't want to lose my worker, but I ended up losing it anyway because the drone followed him over. And I tried to double attack, but it was too late. He ended up killing my SCV. End up getting a marine out relatively soon, and opt for an armory. So following that armory, I'll be getting a reactor on my factory and start double producing Hellbats. With my next 150 gas, I'll be getting a fusion core. So that'll be for my battlecruisers. Supply depots non-stop, don't want to get supply capped. From this point on, you actually need to get 1 to even 2 supply depots at a time because each Hellbat is 2 supply, and to get a Hellbat you need an armory, so that's why we're getting an armory. Regular Hellions work as well, but their straight line of attack and their low HP makes them not the best option for dealing with, things like bannerlings and roaches and everything else. At least the Hellbats are viable and they're repairable and they don't die right away, so you have time to react. Tech Lab not down on the starport yet, getting a supply depot in the corner, just a scouting type of overlord movement into my base. I want to try to kill that before he gets up and sees what's going on, the shenanigans I'm pulling. Notice no expansion, one basing it. So again, this is a battlecruiser rush, so it's not like some long drawn out game. I'm not trying to spend a bunch of time setting up and expanding and macroing and doing all that other stuff. I'm just sticking to one base. Non-stop STB production though. You need as many workers as possible, so that way when you do pull workers for the BC rush, you'll be able to mass repair. And they can mass repair themselves, and you don't lose quite as many. Now this game specifically, I included Widow Mines because I played against another guy where I ended up getting killed. Let's stop for a second. Watches the Overlords moving into the base. I pull up and try to pick it off, but if we look at his vision, he's going to actually see, there we go, starport. Doesn't know what's building, but he sees the starport. And I almost got him, but then he pushes up and sees the fusion core too, so that kind of blew my surprise factor. But the battlecruiser is on the way, so that makes it so I'm not too bad of a position. Had he reacted immediately, there would have been a spire up. Let's see, no spire yet. Spore crawler. Oh yeah, spire. No, spore crawler. Needs to get a spire. Spire would probably be the best option, or Hydralisk, I guess. But never really seen Hydralisks do well versus battlecruisers. I know they're the theoretical counter, but in general, I just tend to see them fail. So keep that in mind. Double producing battle hellions pretty much as I have the money, so we're up to, or hellbats. Hellbats. Not even called battle hellions anymore, I don't think. Alright, so 5 hellbats, up to 7 soon. With the first BC, you want to attack. I think I wait till my next 2 hellbats pop too. I end up pulling 12 workers on this engagement. You could pull more, you could pull less, you could pull 8 to 12, let's say that, 8 to 15, however you want to do it. I did want to keep mining so I could continue repairing my units. So don't pull all your workers, that's not the best tactic, especially versus Zerg. Following that up, I'm getting 2 Widow Mines, so I end up including the Widow Mines. Look at this Overlord, poop all over my natural. That's fine, I don't plan on expanding anyway. You go ahead, you poop all over my expansion. Okay, back in the base. So, Widow Mines, I think I pull some more. So 12 to 16 now. Going up to 16. 4 more workers. I just figured 12 wouldn't be quite enough. And let's see, yes, we do in fact have 11 workers. Yes. Alright, so pushing out. Let's see, let's look at the units tab. We don't even need to look at production anymore. It's just going to be pretty much Hellbats and Widow Mines. And you want to watch out for this. I know the BC's out in front, and it's early enough where you can kind of get away with this, but if your BC gets too far out there, he could actually get picked off or damaged enough that they can kill it. It's not viable to get back off. So attacking the front, notice there's a Spore Crawler, a bunch of Queens. Battle Hellions will help immensely in this fight. They make Zerglings a non-factor altogether. The Zerglings are good. Notice that the Widow Mines are going to be detrimental to the Queens. Be careful though, because the way Widow Mines work, they will attack your workers with a splash, and that'll actually pick them all off, so that's something you want to keep in mind. It's not something you want to have happen to all your workers. Let's pause. I think this sounds a little loud. Fix the sound effects. Hang on just a second. Yeah, let's go down a little bit. Let's go to like 20. Back into the game. Now, from this point, very methodical. I'm not trying to push up and in the game right this second. But I do want to get in a position where he's contained to one base. That's my ultimate goal. Notice, Bannerling's coming down. Now I'm running away, trying to use as much of the splash on my other units. Now this Bannerling can hit all these workers and really be killing them. Notice how that worked out. The Zergling can't shoot up. Mutas are absolutely horrible versus battlecruisers. So this is a fight I'll fight any day, especially on 6 mutas, 8 mutas I think originally, versus 2 BCs, not even a fight. And notice how the Widow Mines, this is something I really need to refine. Now down to 3 workers, I pulled a couple extra, 5 workers. Yeah, 5 workers. But my Widow Mines have pretty much killed all my workers. The Bannerlings themselves only ended up killing 1. As far as that goes, the Widow Mines have been detrimental to my repair force. I mean, look at that. It pretty much knocked them down to no health. So from this point, I need to rethink the whole idea of how many Widow Mines I build. Because I pretty much transitioned strictly in the Widow Mines till later on in the game. I think a better option would have been more Hellbats, but that's neither here nor there. And in the future, I will try to evolve this strategy a little bit better to reflect that. Yuta's coming out his side. In fact, we'll go into we'll go into everyone vision at this point because we're already in the base. So he's in panic mode. He's getting a bunch of spores. He doesn't know what to do. Spore. This fire, I didn't see it. I'm sure I did see it, but when I was actually playing the game, I didn't realize it was on the low ground, so I didn't kill it. I should just kill it right there. In fact, I actually killed his extractor and let him go for this fire. Notice the poop and creep. I can't even expand to any local location. I could actually build the expansion and float it over, but notice worker count. I keep pulling more workers because my Widow Mines are killing them. So I'm forced onto one base. Strictly one base. I don't want to pull too many workers off gas because they'll continue to repair the BCs. Yeah, and the Widow Mines. Widow Mines and BCs both take gas to use. The Spire is slowly decaying because it's off creep. Notice that? It's dying. And the extractor is pretty much dead, but it is, it's healing itself. It's squirting blood everywhere. But slowly decaying. Across the map, I have started Hellbat, not Battle Hellion, Hellbat production again. So they will help me toward the end of the fight. But again, this situation with the Widow Mines and the way they're set up is really good. But the problem, they're really good at containing the Zerg. The problem is that the splash will actually kill all my workers. So, as I said before, I do need to rethink how I place my Widow Mines or use them in this kind of fight. And maybe next time, just take a few up and sink them right here, burrow them, and just have them kill all his workers. Just fight workers and last some time. It'll just be a lot faster. So this Hellbat will help a lot. I almost lost the BC, but I ended up pulling him to the back because BC's on a ton of hit points. You see right there. Oh god, I lost a bunch of workers, hurt a bunch of workers, really bad go. Alright, so not a whole bunch more goes on this game, so I'm going to speed up to 4x to most of the remainder. And yeah, see, more workers lost. We'll stop right here, we'll go faster. Worker-wise, I'm down to 2 from like 10, or originally I pulled 16. So I've lost a lot of workers. In fact, let's see, what is the short he's lost? So he's killed 18 of my workers. Yeah, that's good for him, because I pulled them all engaged. But I lost 18 so far. I have 2 here repairing, and they're not even repairing the BC like I'd like them to. Auto repair, he's just going to repair whatever. I finally see the Spire, my Hellbat's down, and end up attacking that, pick it off, so he'll be forced into another Spire. He only has, let's see, what do we have? 6 mutas, Hydralisk Den, but the problem with him isn't the money. I mean, he has money to build more units. The problem is in the production ability. This is another hatchery or something. Expansions are always nice for the income, but here's another hatchery for production, and there's absolutely nothing there. So he's forced in a very awkward position where he can't really do much. And Battlecruisers are a high-grade tier 3 unit. They don't just die at any small number of units. And he's going to walk into the Battlecruisers, this micro and Viking, end up losing them. And he'll be, again, forced into a stalemate type position. There you go. Widow Mine. Love the damage they do, but hate the splash that they do on my own units. I end up pulling a couple more SCVs, 3 to be exact. I don't want to pull too many more because I'm pretty much out of money. I don't have many workers mining. My mineral patches are about mined out, so it was good in a way that I pulled those workers, but I'm down to almost nothing. I can't even expand if I wanted to. Well, I could, but then I'd lose the fight and probably lose the game. So actually, we're gonna drop back just a little bit. Game's pretty much over. That's way too far. Stop right there. 18 minutes. Okay. Now he has his units. He chooses to engage, pulls back. 4x, engagement. Okay. Now I end up swooping around as soon as the Terran SCVs get here. I end up swooping around the back and going for the mineral line. And I know they're not even full health BCs, but there isn't that health on them that I can take care of what the Zerg's got. Working expendable Leaders, and Leaders are expensive, but they don't have much health, so in this case they're expendable. And a couple Hellbats come in, completely change the time of the battle, wipe out the ground force, and that is pretty much it. So speed up to about last right here. At this point I didn't know if he had an expansion, I wasn't sure. Pulled the workers trying to counter the Hellbats just come out. So I do the GG question mark because I wasn't sure if doing that or what. LOL, that was Chep, not Cheap, Chep. And then I go GG question mark, he goes Terran easy, generally no, F you, and I go Zerg OP. And I really don't think Zerg are OP. I just put it there because, all the Zerg rage and everything like that pisses me off, and they're saying Terran OP, Terran Imba, blah 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 blah. That's fine, man. That's fine. In Wings of Liberty, I had a lot of trouble versus Zerg. Most Terran did. Even the pros were all whining about it, and I never called Zerg OP. I was pissed sometimes when I lost and felt like I had a huge lead, but I didn't go through and say Zerg OP. Oh my god. Ah! You know, I didn't even post it on my channel. I didn't go ahead and say, hey, you know, Zerg are OP. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel and make a whole video about how much I think Zerg are OP. No, none of that stuff. So, but when somebody rages, I go ahead and say Zerg OP, because he says Terran easy. And it's not that easy to pull a strategy off like this. It may seem easy. It may seem like, you know, I just had him on his back foot. But it's not that easy. If I just make a couple micro mistakes, then I lose the game. And yeah, maybe a BC rush was cheap, but hell, I got the win. I mean, I'm not complaining. I think it's cheap when a Zerg does a battling roach all in. You know, that kind of pisses me off, but you know, I don't complain and say Zerg easy, sit back and macro, GG lords. No, I don't do any of that stuff. So every once in a while I get pissed off and don't GG, but I just leave the game and don't say anything. And yeah, so that is the game versus Jen Raleigh. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more Heart of the Swarm style videos, I'll be posting a bunch on my channel. I'll be posting some on Twitch as well. That's youtube.com/JOESAVY SC2. SC2. Again, thanks for watching. Oh, screen's going all crazy. Again, JOESAVY. I should probably add a link to that. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested. Thanks for watching, guys.